Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl back again with another video. Another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princess and I document about my life here in Poland. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, nice to see you. Thank you for clicking, thank you for coming back. Guys, thank you all so much for your support on my pregnancy series. You guys have been nothing but amazing. I've been getting so many beautiful comments from you guys and encouragement and congratulatory messages. I really want to say thank you all for your support. It has been an amazing journey and I am so glad that I have got to share with you guys this process and this journey of my life. And some of you have stuck around to actually watch me through this process, and now our baby is here. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I put out a question tab on my Instagram that you can ask me any question you would like to know, things that you would like to know about giving birth in Poland. So on Instagram, and by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, this is the right time for you to follow Princess Chichi on Instagram. So, and I also put on my community tab, and some of you asked your questions and you would like to know the answers. So that is what we'll be addressing in this video. If you really want to know how it is, my own experience giving birth here in Poland, all you need to know about giving birth here in Poland as a foreigner, please keep watching and let's dive in. So if you see me looking down here, this is my laptop. All the questions are here, so I will just be reading through and answer them. However, I've seen that some of these questions are repeating themselves. So most people want to know about the citizenship of the child. They want to know about maternity leave, the type of hospitals, and some questions are similar. So I'm just going to group them and I won't be calling anybody's name, so I will just keep it anonymous. Yeah, because some people actually said they want to be anonymous, so I will just keep everybody anonymous. So I will go to my first question. Yes, like I say, when can the child get a citizenship? Okay, so somebody wants to know when the child gets a citizenship. Poland does not do citizenship by birth, which means that maybe when you give birth to a child in Poland, the child becomes a Polish citizen. No, they don't do citizenship by birth. However, what they do is that the status of a parent is transferred to the child. Let's say that I am a temporary residence holder here in Poland. So when I give birth to my child will become a temporary residence holder. If I am a temporary if I'm a permanent residence holder, residence here in Poland, when I give birth to my child, the child becomes a permanent citizen, a permanent resident here in Poland. If I am a citizen of in Poland, then when I give birth, my child becomes a citizen here in Poland. The only way where your child can become a citizen is when you are married to one parent is a Polish citizen. So for example, if my husband is a Polish citizen, is a Polish, so when we give birth to our child, my child automatically becomes a Polish citizen. He or she can have his passport and become a Polish citizen. Or if you have your mom or your dad or if you have any lineage in Poland that qualifies you to be a citizen, then your child will become a citizen. If not, if you're a temporary resident holder, your child becomes a temporary resident holder until the child is of age and will be able to apply for residence card on their own, and they can be they are qualified to have a temporary residence or permanent residence and all that. But no, Polish does not do citizenship by birth. Yes, so your status is transferred to your child. I hope that's clear. The next question is, wasn't there any racism during this period? Well, I don't know. Okay, is it throughout my pregnancy period? Well, it depends. Okay, how should I explain this? In the terms of hospital, there was no racism. I didn't witness any racism at all. But maybe being pregnant and maybe being on the street or being on a bus, because guys, I'm going to be very honest with this Q&A. I'm going to be very, very honest. So that's it. It's honesty. So it depends. I've witnessed, I don't know if it's racism or I should just say some people don't have manners. Like when I was heavily pregnant, if I'm in the tram or in the bus and I am sitting and someone old person comes in, he or she will ask me to stand up for them, even saying that I'm pregnant. So I wouldn't say that that is racism. I just see that they don't have empathy at all, because you see that I'm heavily pregnant and you still want me to stand up for you in the bus or something. That happened to me 2-3 times, because to be honest, I didn't really take public bus that much when I was pregnant, because there was COVID. There's still COVID, so I tried to avoid a group of people. So yeah, the few times that I had to take a bus and tram to wherever I was going, I had some stares, and I had some funny situations that even that the old woman asked me to stand up for her to sit. Not that she's very, very old, you know, she can be around her 50-55 years, and she wants me to stand up, but I didn't stand up. I didn't stand up. I showed her my tummy, and she was mumbled something I didn't hear. So, but in the hospital, I didn't no, nothing. They treated me the way they treated other patients, because I didn't have a private room. I had a general room, so there are always 2 people in the room, so the other person was there. So the way I was treated was also the way the other lady was treated. So there was no preference, there was nothing. So I actually enjoyed liked my nurses. They were very nice to me, so I didn't there wasn't any racism. I think I need to answer all these questions sharp so that this video will not be so long. What else? Somebody said, can you get private midwife etc if you can afford them? Yes, exactly, you can. I actually went for this option the first time because I was afraid that I won't be able to understand Polish, like medical Polish, because medical terms in Polish, you know, you are giving birth and the midwives and the doctors are asking you to do something, and if you don't understand the language, it might be quite frustrating. So I went for this midwife. I actually booked someone down, and so there's how you do it. So I'm going to do another video about my process of giving birth and things that I did, so that you guys can also, if you're in the same position, you can actually do that. But just answer this person. Yes, you can get a midwife, a private midwife, and not all hospitals accept that. So in that video, I'm going to talk about hospitals that can they can accept that. But yes, if you have your money, you can have a private midwife, and you go to the hospital where that midwife works, so that by the time you are in labor, she will help you. He or she, midwife is male. so by the time you're in labor and you're about to give birth, this midwife will be able to help you from there. So the next question says, what nationality is the child given? Like I've mentioned, the child is given the nationality of either of the parents. If you're Polish, then your child becomes a Polish. If you're Nigerian and you're a temporary resident or a permanent resident, your child has your status, if you either permanent or temporal. So the next question says, what's the best hospital to give birth? Yeah, best hospital. This actually is relative. Like if you want to have a private hospitals like Medicovers or something like that, which are more expensive, very expensive, yeah, you can have that. Or if you're going for like public hospital, which most people that's what most people do, use public hospital. So for me, I had to make researches that the teaching hospital in Banaha Teaching Hospital, Children's Hospital, is actually good. That was where I gave birth. I also heard that Mandalinskego is also nice. Actually, I read reviews and all that of the hospitals. It was quite difficult for me choosing hospitals. I made a short clip of me trying to choose hospitals, but so when I got to the Warsaw Children's Hospital, Banana Hospital, I liked it. I had things that I was checking. First of all, is if I can get an English-speaking doctors, an English-speaking midwives, and yes, I also want to know if they're able to give epidurals, if they're able to do cesarean sections, if something doesn't work well, because you need to. Some of them are not able to give epidurals. Some of them are not able to cut you open if you are in danger or something like that. So I had to consider all those ones before I chose my hospital. And I also had good reviews from my friends who are also foreigners that also gave birth to this hospital, so in this hospital. So that's why I went for it. The first time I went, I met someone there. I asked her, the nurse, she spoke to me nicely. She explained the process for me, so I liked the hospital. That was why I went. So it depends on what are your criteria, what you're going for. Are you going for English speaking? Are you going for hospitals that are more accommodating, or that can give you epidurals or something like that? These are the kind of things that I went for then, and now chose the teaching hospital. The best hospitals depends on what you're looking for. Hello, good day, please. Do they give epidurals if you request for it? Yes. Actually, before you give birth, they give you lots of paperwork to do. So in this your paperwork, there are places you can tick if you would like epidurals or not. Yes, they will give you epidurals. I was given epidural. When the pain was too much, I was given epidurals, and yeah, it was okay for me. It was fine. So if you ask for epidurals, they will give you one. Another one said, can you talk through the steps in getting a Poland visa to come give birth? Thank you. I don't know about the steps of coming to Poland to come give birth, because I'm already here. So the truth will be that I am not so sure about this, but I think you can also do it in the way that you're going for medical attention. Yeah, I'm sure that some people flew from Nigeria to other countries because they want to get best medical help for their health or something like that. I think the same process can go with giving birth as well. But bear in mind that giving birth in Poland does not mean that your child is going to become a Polish. It's just that you have, let's say, better medical care for you and your child. And someone said, please, how do I come to Poland to give birth if I am in Ghana? And how long is the process? Okay, that's also the same thing. I don't know how, because I'm already in Poland, so I didn't apply visa to come to Poland to give birth. But I'm sure, because when you're traveling to Poland, there's so many different reasons of people travel. You can also use for medical reasons, and yeah, you can also use that process, and I'm sure they might grant you the visa on that base. So what else? Me and my husband would like to leave China, go and come and live in Poland to start in my life. Any information? This is a very deep one. There's so many information. There's so many things you need to consider if you want to move from China to Poland. It depends on what is your reason for leaving China to Poland. So that the same thing you are running from in China, you're not going to meet it here. There's language barrier. You have to learn Polish. That's a must. That is a must. You must learn Polish. That's one. Two, now I won't say, I know getting jobs, I think it's all over the world. You have to be patient about that. And yes, thirdly, you need to also consider your children. They are growing, the type of environment you want them to grow up. Poland relatively is good in raising children, but just know that they're not going to be English speaking. You're going to work on their English yourself. They're going to end up speaking Polish if that is what you want. And security wise, yes, it's fine, it's okay. Yeah, the economy is really growing, so yeah, I'm sure if you're experienced with whatever field of job you're doing, you'll be able to settle and find something. It's actually cheaper to compare to China. Yes, so it depends on your reason. So but if you want to come and raise your children here, just bear in mind that there's a language barrier, which for some foreigners is kind of a problem for. Yeah, but it's a very nice place to come have your baby. Yes, the next one says, hope you're doing well, good, and the baby too. My question is about giving birth in Poland. What will be the status of the baby? Will the baby the same? A lot of people are asking about the citizenship. No, it has the status of the parent. And what? Okay, this person say, the same person again. What will be the citizenship of the baby? Everyone wants to know the citizenship. This person said, what was your postpartum journey like? Please do tell a all portion on your Q&A on this. Thank you. Sending love to baby. My postpartum journey, wow, that's a whole video on its own, which I am going to do. After this video, I'm going to talk about my postpartum, what I went through, and how I tried to overcome it. But yeah, I'm going to answer it in another video, so that's it. Another person asked, what about the insurance? How did you get insurance to have your baby? That's a very good one. Yeah, so insurance, what happened is that when you are working in Poland and you have a permanent contract, if you have a permanent contract, your employer is paying ZUS. ZUS is the national insurance here in Poland, NFZ. So when your employer is paying it, so this for you, you're already insured. You also have a private insurance, and you have this national insurance that you'll be using. So for me, in my case, I was using the private insurance for all my antenatal, or going to hospital and checkups and tests, and yeah, everything that was, I was using the private insurance. I could call and I book my gyna. I have my own gyna, so I was going to meet him with the private insurance. So when it was time to give birth, I had to go to the public one because I also have the public insurance. So when you give birth and you have this when you have a permanent contract and your ZUS are being paid, so you don't have to worry because your ZUS covers it. You already paid for that during this process. So that's it. But if you don't have a permanent contract and you're a freelancer and you don't have any insurance, you can also buy yourself an NFZ insurance, and yes, and also cover your baby in it. And yeah, and after that you can go to general hospital, public hospitals, and they will attend to you as well. So another person, I hope that was clear. And another person said, how is your maternity leave and how long do you have to stay? Wow. So for maternity leave, I am staying in Poland. They have like maternity leave and paternity leave. Like they have 26 weeks, 32 weeks. In general, the whole weeks that you have to stay is around 52 or 53 weeks, which is 1 year. So that's what I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay 1 year to take care of my baby. So that's a very good one that I really appreciate here in Europe, that they give you a longer time to take care of your newborns and make sure you bond with your newborn before you get back to work. So I'm staying for 1 year. After 1 year, then I can go back to work, and yeah, that is it. Which hospital is the best to give birth? Oh, I've answered that one. Which hospital is the best to give birth? It depends on what you're going for. I also was considering hospitals that my private midwives will actually come work. So where they work, I think I got one from what's the name of this hospital? Inflantka. Yes, I got one at Inflantka as well. I had a consultation with the midwife, and after that she told me the steps that we're going to go through when I'm ready to give birth. This is what I would do. I should call her, but my date didn't even come. When I finally found that I could get an English-speaking doctor in the Warsaw teaching hospital, children's hospital, I didn't need to go with the private midwife anymore, so I went for that one. So okay, somebody asked me, how about being pregnant and working? How do you feel about that? Actually, being pregnant and working here in Poland is, for me, I would just say I didn't say thank, because it was COVID, so I didn't have to go to the office every day. So I worked till I was 7 months. So before I went on sick leave, because yeah, when I was getting towards my 3rd trimester, I became weak, and I couldn't work for long. So something like that. Some even don't used to work till that moment. Some that I have, like they have the high risk of pregnancy, you can actually take a sick leave. You have up to 22 weeks of sick leave when you're pregnant or something like that. So I took my sick leave, it's called L4, when I was 7 months, and after I gave birth, from the day I gave birth, I took my maternity leave and then your paternity leave. So when you're pregnant in Poland, you have some rights, which I'm going to be doing in another video. I'm sorry guys that I'm going to be doing because I don't want to jump back all these things in this video. There are some things that you have rights to do when you are pregnant here in Poland, so expect that in the next video. But it was okay for me. I worked from home because of COVID, so I didn't have to take the bus and take the public bus and run around every time. So that's why I could stay for 7 months. I'm sure if I had been going to the office every day, I would have been sick or something like that, and I won't get to 7 months. So that's it. Someone said, so when you're on maternity leave, do you still get paid? Yes, you still get paid when you're on maternity leave. You still get paid, but depending on your type of maternity leave. But because you can take your maternity leave for, I think, 6 months and you go back to work, or 4 months, or you go back to 4 or 6 months and you go back to work, and then after later you take your paternity leave. In that case, they can pay you 100% of your salary for that for 6 months, and then when you go back and then you go back to work. But if you're going to take both your maternity and paternity leave all together for that 1 year, they will pay you they'll pay you 80% of your salary. So it depends on you what you want. Most people go for that 1 year because I don't think 3-4 months I am just getting to know my child. So going back to work there will be so exhausting, and I think you even be productive because your baby is just a newborn. So you go for the 1 year 1 year leave, and then get paid 80%. Somebody said, what about circumcision here in Poland? Yay! Circumcising a baby boy, I don't know, it's a very tricky one here. Like I said, I'm going to be honest, they actually don't do that. So they believe that if you want to do it, it is your belief or religion. I know here some part of Africa, I think not some part of in Africa, we circumcise the baby boys. So here they don't. It's actually a huge one. If you get somebody that can do it for you, I think private hospitals do that, but they always believe they don't do it because it's your religion or something like that. But yeah, I have nothing to say. I just want to say you're beautiful and your baby is also amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So guys, yeah, this is the end of this Q&A. I will be making other videos to talk more about giving birth here in Poland. As always, if you have more questions, please put it down in the comment section, or if there's something I have said that the information has changed, please correct me down in the comment section. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye. Kisses.